Hey guys, it's Maxine. Thank you so much for watching. So in today's video, this is going to be a huge color correction. This client came to me with box colored purple hair and she's been doing it herself for a long time. And as you can see, it's very patchy. There's really a lot of spots of this dark purple pigment and then some spots of a lighter purple and a light pink. And in the middle here, this is kind of like a little bit of a gold section. And yeah, this is just a lot of different colors going on. But you can see her natural root is coming in very light. She has a light natural root. And yeah, so the goal today is to get her to a natural color again. She really wants a dark root and she wants to be like a lighter blonde on the ends. And whenever I do big corrective colors like this, especially when people have been doing their own color at home, I always do like a little disclaimer in the consultation and I just say basically, we're going to have to see how your hair wants to lift, because it's very possible that it's not possible to take a lot of this color out of the hair. So I know that her goal is a natural color and she wants to get the purple out, but it is very possible that she's going to be stuck at like this, purple color for a while or something, depending on how it wants to lift out of the hair. So I got my client comfortable with being a lavender or some kind of like a fashion color, just to kind of help transition until we can take some of this dark purple out of the hair, because I didn't know if it was going to lift out of the hair properly. So, I think it's good to like start your client off with a little bit of a disclaimer and somewhere where they can meet you in the middle somewhere to be able to achieve their desired color like over time. But yeah, anyway, this is definitely a big job ahead and I definitely wanted to record and show you guys how I would do this corrective color. Definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos in the future and hit the bell for post notifications so that you're always notified when I upload a new video. Definitely give this video a big thumbs up if you love these color videos and you want to see more of them. Follow me on Instagram, it's at Maxine Glynn, and I'm always posting my hair pictures with my formulas under them, so definitely check it out for that. Okay, so if you want to watch me do this big color transformation, then definitely keep watching. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing on her hair is I'm going to be lightening all of this direct dye out of the hair. And I'm using Matrix So Color Cult Color Eraser, and this is what gets rid of the direct dye. And definitely using this color eraser is so important, because if you use just a regular lightener on previously colored direct dye hair like she has, then that's just going to push the molecules into the hair farther and make this job so much harder. So you definitely have to use like the right product, and this color eraser is amazing. And I'm going to be starting my first section at the very nape of the head. I'm going to be applying this color on the entire head, and I'm just going to be leaving it off the natural root because I really just want to pull out all of this purple. So yeah, I'm just applying this on the entire head, and I'm really saturating this so good. That's, I feel like, the most important thing is definitely you don't want any dry spots or anything like that. So I had to mix up a couple of extra packets, and I'll charge accordingly for that, you know what I mean? But definitely make sure it's very well saturated. And this So Color Cult Eraser Decolorizer is a very concentrated form of lightener. It's so strong. So you'll start to see this working like immediately. Once I'm up like halfway on the head, I just check the very first piece near the nape and it'll be very clear if this color is starting to budge or not. And something important to note when you're using this product is you definitely don't want to use any heat on this product or anything that's going to encourage heat like foils or a bag over the head, because it's such a strong concentrated product that it will definitely cause over-processing and damage to the hair if you do anything to create heat. So definitely just leave this open air and let it work its magic. And when applying the decolorizer, you definitely want to take small slices. You don't want to take too big of chunks because you want to make sure it's super well saturated and you don't leave any dry patches in the hair. And I'm also working pretty fast because this product does start to work right away. And I don't know if you can tell, but if you look at like the first pieces I put this product on, the purple is already really starting to come out of them a lot. They're looking more blonde. So definitely work as fast as you can when you're using this product. I also really quick wanted to mention that if you guys need any type of hairstyle products or shampoos, conditioners, anything at all, I have an affiliate code from a lot of the different brands, but it's through hair.com, and if you go down in my description box, you can click on one of the links and it'll give you 15% off of your first purchase order. And I'm obsessed with this site because this is like guaranteed salon quality. I know a lot of times when people get shampoos and products and stuff, it's so important to get it from a salon that's licensed. So my salon is the InStyle salon inside JCPenney's. That's licensed, obviously, or Ulta Beauty is really good, but hair.com is super, super reliable, and you'll definitely get guaranteed products using hair.com. So if you need any type of products, you guys will get a 15% off code. So just go down to my description and click one of the links and make your purchase with that link, and yeah, you'll get a nice percent off. And I'm even going to go back and put this product on any patches that are still like not budging, because I just want to strengthen those little spots, because I want to try to get this as even as possible, obviously, to give me like this blank canvas. And you can look at the back and look at how all the purple is completely out of this back of the hair. Like it's just looking like this golden color, you know? And yeah, like I just love that, because now we know that she's not going to be stuck at a purple color or a lavender, that we're definitely going to be able to get her like way closer to her goal in this first session and more of a natural color like right off the bat. But it was definitely super good that my client was open-minded and understood to trust the process, and that if we had to settle with some kind of a fashion color, like a light lavender or something, to give us an easier time going blonde next time, then it was good that she was open-minded, because we just never know. Like I asked her all of her hair history of how much times she overlapped the purple onto her hair and things like that, but still, you just don't know what's going to happen when you start lifting this out of the hair. So it's so good that she was open-minded, and I'm just glad that this is budging out of her hair so well, that this product is working so good, and we're going to be able to get her like to her natural desired color in this first session. That's so amazing. So I'm just going to be continuing this exact same technique on the entire head, making sure that I'm taking small sections and everything is super well saturated. And now I'm just going back to the very first piece, and if you can tell, I'm tugging on her hair because I want to make sure that the strength of her hair is still intact, and I don't want to overprocess her hair at all. Obviously, if her hair is not strong enough to take going to her desired color, then we would just rinse this off right away. So I'm just checking to see if it's still strong enough to continue to kind of push it. But yeah, also if there's any patches, and if it is strong enough, if there's any extra patches of any weird purple color or anything like that, then I'm just taking more product and I'm just slapping it on, and you know, just making sure that it's saturated. Also running my fingers through this a little bit and kind of warming it up with the heat of my hands. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to put any heat on this hair, but just a little tiny bit is okay if you're making sure it's saturated. The heat of your hands does help a little bit, making sure that any of these like patches are budged out nice. And whenever people do their own color at home, they definitely put extra product on the front and the top pieces of their own hair. So whenever it comes to like lightening this out, it's always a harder process, and the top and the front doesn't want to budge out as easy. So I definitely leave the product on these pieces a little bit longer, and I'm also like really resaturating any patches and stuff because it's harder to budge out of these pieces. And we were already excited to see this working really well, but at this point we are so excited because you can see that it's a nice blonde color, and it definitely worked its magic, and that's awesome. And I'm letting each section process for 20 minutes, and I start my timer right after I finish applying the lightener on. And yeah, 20 minutes, and I'm just going to be rinsing this out in sections. So the very first section I'm rinsing out first. And then I'm going to rinse out the left side after that's done processing, and then the right side. But before I rinse out the sides, I section off just the top where the part is, and I definitely work on that a little bit more because it still has some patchy areas, and I just, you know, because when they do it at home, like I said before, they put more product on those areas, and they also let it sit on for a lot longer. That's usually the very first spot that they apply the color, so it sits on those spots so much longer. So there's always so much more pigment molecules in those areas of the hair, so when it comes to lightening them out, you're definitely having to work on those pieces longer. Okay, so now everything's done processing, and I'm giving this a really, really good shampoo and a good condition, and I'm going to rinse it super well, and I'm going to be assessing if I need to do any toning or anything, so stay tuned. And as you can see, there's like this pinkish tone in the hair around like the mid shaft. The roots are perfect and even the ends look really good, but it's just like this mid shaft area that has this pinkish kind of gold tone. And yeah, I'm giving this hair a nice good combing and towel drying, and I'm going to be applying a toner on this weird pink patch. So I'm just quickly sectioning off this hair because I don't want to just slap this on the whole thing. It only needs the toner on these pink parts. So yeah, I'm just quickly sectioning this off and starting at the nape. And I have mixed up Matrix Color Sync 10A and 10 Volume, and that's going to cancel out this pink. And when it comes to corrective colors, it's not very like by the book in the sense where there's like a certain application. Every single section that I take down, I'm going to be applying the toner on a different spot. For example, some of the slices that I take down, the pink patch is on the entire mid shaft, so I'm just gonna paint it on like maybe a 1 or 2 inch mid shaft section. So definitely just kind of go with your discretion if you're doing a corrective color, and I'm going with my discretion, and I'm literally just applying this only where I see the pink. Now, of course, all of her hair right now is very like goldy and kind of yellow, so 10A and 10 volume would be perfect just to mush on the entire head. But the thing is I don't want to over like ash out all of these other blonde pieces. Right now, I definitely just want to like blank canvas my color, and I want to work on this pink patch because later when I do my color melt and I'm giving her more desired blonde, that's when I can use like a nice toner and ash out the rest of this blonde. But right now I want to even out the base and get rid of the pink, and yeah, I don't want to overtone anything else because I'm going to be doing another toner in a little bit. And I only needed to let it sit for like 2 or 3 minutes, so I didn't even leave my client. Right when I finished applying the color, I laid my client back in the sink. The thing is you can always put the toner back on the pink patches if you need a little bit more time on them, but you definitely don't want to let them sit on for too long because reversing the toner now is such a project. You're definitely better off like having to put it back on for like another minute or something, because I still have product left in the bowl and stuff. So yeah, you're definitely better off, like less is more when it comes to the timing of correcting this band. And you can definitely tell as I'm rinsing out this color that this is much more even of a blonde color. You don't see this like pinkish orange band anymore. And yeah, I'm still gonna like put this same toner back on a couple of like pieces in the very front and on the very top just for like another minute because it's still a little pink, but overall this is definitely doing the magic and working. And now I'm giving my client another really good shampoo and condition, and I'm going to be bringing her back to my station to start applying the color melt. And a lot of times I'll apply color melts on damp hair, but because her hair is really porous and it's holding like a lot of water, I definitely want to just kind of shake this dry a bit before I add the color on because I want to make sure that it's going to be absorbed nice and there's not so much water in the way. And during corrective colors, you always have to just stop and awe over the during process because this is the middle of the process. This is the during, and look at the blank canvas. Look at how friggin' blonde she is. This is insane. She sat in my chair with box-colored purple patchy hair, and it was just so many different colors, and now it's a completely blank canvas. It's a blonde single color, and yeah, this is really fun to see, and she was shocked and we were both shocked, and even her dad kind of like walked away for a minute and came back and was like, oh my god, she's not purple anymore. But yeah, it's just really fun to see the during process, and she was super happy because the point of, getting this purple out of her hair was she wanted to feel like a different person. She wanted, to feel like more herself again with more of a natural color, and I'm just glad we were able to achieve this on the first, session. Okay, and now I'm working on formulating her color melt, and I always like to do the root color first. And she definitely wanted to go darker than her natural color, so I'm mixing 1 ounce of 5N. a half ounce of 3N and also a half ounce of 6CG. That's copper gold, and I want to put the copper gold in the root color for sure because I'm putting this dark color. I'm putting such a dark color over such a light blonde yellow, and I definitely don't want this to be turning any weird green color or mucky kind of a color. So definitely adding warmth into formulas, even if you don't want the result to be warm color, is super necessary if in this case you don't want it to be turning any weird color. So adding the CG is going to prevent that. And the formula that I'm going to be mixing up for the glaze on her ends is going to be 10V, 10G, and clear, all equal parts. And I definitely want to give this like a nice blonde tone. I want to cancel all this yellow out with the violet. And so now I'm just taking this darker color and I'm applying it all over the root. And on the very front part of the root, I want to only apply it like 1/2 inch to 1 inch down. And then as I'm working back towards the crown of the head, I want to start dragging this color even farther down, kind of towards her ears. That's going to give like a nice angle down to the back of the head. And also working with a darker root color, knowing that I want to keep my ends very blonde. You have to be super, super neat. So I'm always really neat. I put a foil here just to make sure that it's not going to give me any splotchy colors on the other side of the head. And yeah, as I'm just taking each section, I'm just trying to be super neat, trying not to get any of this dark on the very ends. So right when I'm done applying the root color, I'm going to just go back and quickly comb out all of this dark color towards the blonde. I want to kind of break up this line a bit. Yeah, so I'm just taking the wider tooth part of my comb and I'm just combing this all the way down. And I did this on the other sections already, but right when I'm done combing, I want to just take the ends of her hair and I want to wet them down, spray them down a bit. And I want to just work a towel over some of the pieces that I accidentally got the root color on the ends. And now I'm just taking the glaze that I have for the ends of the hair and I'm applying this all over the rest of the hair on the ends, and I'm working the color really, really good, saturating it well, and I'm also melting the two colors together a little bit in the middle just to get rid of any remaining line and making sure that this color comes out nice and seamless. I let that glaze process for about 10 minutes and then I washed her, conditioned her, and now she's back to my chair. And I'm shaking her hair dry really, really good before I start styling it with the brush. And I definitely want to style and blow dry the very front first, like I always do, because I love seeing the big reveal right away. I don't want to wait for it. So I just love styling the very front and the top first and then showing my client what the color looks like. But I also am super excited to see what the color looks like. And now seeing it all dried, we absolutely love it. We love how this came out. I love the dark root and the blonde. We still can't believe that all of this purple came out in the first shot. And yeah, it's so, so pretty. It looks so good on her and I love it. I also gave my client bangs and I went ahead and finished blow drying the whole thing, and now I'm running my flat iron over it to really reveal the shine, and I just love how this came out. I'm so glad that my client's happy with it. I gave my client a quick haircut on dry hair and I also trimmed up her bangs. But yeah, doing a nice haircut on any fresh color is really nice. It brings the color all together, but especially when we're doing like big corrective color work, you definitely want to try to convince your client to do a haircut. Thankfully, my client definitely wanted to do a haircut, so I'm glad that we were able to freshen it all up and bring everything together with a nice trim, keeping the hair nice and healthy on the ends. And I just love finishing off all of my clients with a nice serum. I just think it adds a lot of shine. And I use the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. This smells so, so good. I love it. I love all the serums. Like, I'm always switching up my serums, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Okay guys, so this is the final result of this crazy color correction, bringing this client from a box colored purple hair with patches all over to a nice, beautiful, natural color melt, dark root into a nice beigey blonde. And yeah, we're so happy with this because I'm glad that we were able to get her there in the first session. And she feels a lot more like herself now. She definitely wanted a change. And yeah, this is just a really beautiful color. It complements her very well. I told her this was a nice pick. I love when my clients pick good colors for themselves. You know what I mean? I mean, my professional opinion is always here to guide you guys in the right direction, but it's really nice when the client is realistic about what she wants and that's at least the tones that she wants. You know what I mean? And this client was super, super good and open-minded to like any type of direction we had to go in to get her to her goal. So that's also so important as a client. But yeah, we love this color, and thank you guys so much for watching this crazy color correction. I love big jobs like this. This is so fun to watch something transform right before your eyes, you know what I mean? So I love big color corrections, and definitely give this video a big thumbs up if you like watching these color videos, and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Definitely hit the bell for post notifications so that you're always notified when I upload a new video. And I'm going to be posting once a week. I'm going to be getting these videos out as fast as I can. And definitely also follow me on Instagram. It's at Maxine Glynn, and I'm always posting hair pictures, and I'm always putting my formulas on my posts on my Instagram, so definitely follow me there. And okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it.